Henry picked up the sword while staring at his father. He never thought he would end up there, standing in front of his own father, the man who had taught him everything he knew, the man who had given him everything he had. Henry had loved his father, and his father had loved him. Yet now, he had to kill him. They were standing in a circle of rocks, and that circle of rocks was surrounded by a circle of men. Not a single person smiled. There was no cheering, no laughter, no screams of enthusiasm, only silence, excepting the sound from boots touching sand and the steady waves of the sea. Harold's scar had faded. Henry remembered the time his father had come home from battle with it directly across his face. He remembered his mother screaming at the servants to fetch the physician, while Harold was trying to calm her down, telling her it was only a scratch, that it wouldn't kill him. And it didn't kill him, but the mark was still there. Harold's scar, that's what they called him. He had fought a battle, he had become king, and the scar hadn't killed him, but this would. Henry's long blonde hair moved like waves in the northern wind. The curls were from his mother, the color so very obviously from his father. Harold had been known for his beautiful hair. You could spot his hair waving in the wind from a long distance inside a thick battle, and you'd know that Harold Scar was slaughtering his opponent. No enemy could kill Harold then, and no enemy would kill him now. A son was what was needed to make the great King Harold Scar fall. Every single part of Henry refused him to move towards his father, but he pushed through. Law was law. Harold Scar had usurped the throne, some still loyal to the old king. A dead king who had fathered sons who looked upon themselves as kings called him Harold the Usurper. No one there called him that. He was a hero, and now his son would have to kill him to ensure that the bloodline was strong enough to rule the kingdom. Henry had always thought the law to be stupid. Since his father was the first of his own royal house, he had to be killed by his own son to keep the throne in his family, or else they would risk rebellion. And something told Harold Scar that the kingdom of Nordaland would not survive another rebellion. By killing his father, Henry would prove to everyone who doubted it that the kingdom was in the right hands. By killing his own father, Henry would prove to everyone who doubted it that he was prepared to do anything for the good of the realm, even murdering his own blood. And so Henry did what was necessary for the good of the kingdom, just as he had been taught to do ever since his father had taken the throne. And the Song of Swords was sang that day, and it ended with a dead king and a worthy successor. King Henry I of Nordaland, son of the great Harold Scar of the Heathen Rebellion.